thank you, Ramona, for that very flattering introduction. And I thank the UCLA for giving me this tremendous honor today. I also want to thank my many relatives and friends who are here, some of which came from as far away as Mexico in the south and the San Francisco Bay Area in the north. I thank you for being here. You know, I really didn't start out to be a lawyer. I wanted to be an actor. I had majored in English in college, and I had taken theater arts as a minor. And I did some work in a repertory company while I was in college, traveling throughout Tennessee and various black colleges of the South, such as Dillard, Xavier, Tuskegee, Arkansas A&M, giving one accolades. Well, when I was released from the Army after serving in World War II, I attempted to start my career as an actor. There was one play in Chicago on the stage at that time. It was called Anna Lucasta. And it already had a lead actor. But I was told by someone that they wanted an understudy for the lead actor. So I went and tried out as an understudy. When my trial was over, the director came to me and said, "Mr. Branton, you're an excellent actor, but I can't use you because you are too not Negroid enough." I said, "What do you mean I'm not Negroid enough?" He said that this is a play involving black people, and the audience must recognize them as black, and you would never be recognized on the stage as black. So I then began to remember that the only black people who were in the industry at that time were the Stephen Peckers and the Hattie McDaniels and people of that ilk. So I decided I'm going to become a lawyer, and I'm going to be a trial lawyer. Because a trial lawyer is an actor. The only difference is he acts in the courtroom rather than on the stage. So I went to law school, and I immediately became enamored with the Constitution of the United States. And I had two favorite amendments. The First Amendment, with its freedom of speech, of assembly, and of the press, and the 14th Amendment, with its due process clause. Some of my friends would probably say that my favorite was the 21st Amendment, which did away with prohibition. After I graduated from law school and I came to California to practice, Ramona has told you about some of the things that I did. And I want to tell you that I am glad I became a lawyer. And I am glad that I became a trial lawyer. I often wondered what it would be like if I had become an actor. Would I ever win the Academy Award? And then I began to really cogitate over this issue and realize that a trial lawyer has to be more skilled than an actor. An actor has a producer. He has a writer who writes his script. He has a director who tells him what to do. All he has to do is utter the words. But a trial lawyer has to start from scratch. He doesn't have a script. He only has the bare outlines of a play or a movie scene, and that's always against him. So he had to have the genius or the ingenuity to find out how he would meet the challenge of the government in the case in which he was involved. He had no director. He had to do it all. So yes, I might have been happy to have received an Academy Award, but this is my Academy Award. I have seen many advances in the law since I started my practice 60 years ago. We've had the Civil Rights Act, the Voter Rights Act, in California, police brutality is not as bad as it used to be, though it still exists. And California no longer follows the restricted covenants which they were doing when I arrived here in California, where black people could not live where they wanted to because of the fact that there was a covenant in the real property clauses saying that this property shall only be occupied by members of the Caucasian race. Well, at long last, the restrictive covenant has been removed from the White House. And you know the beauty of it is, he didn't get there by affirmative action. He deserved to be there.
That's right.
Even though we now have a black president, we cannot relax and feel that all has been won. There are still battles that will come up from time to time. I'm sure that the ACLU can tell you that even since Obama became president of the United States, they have seen an increase in the cases that they are handling. Not because he became president, but it just happens that those are the times in which we now live. We must never stop fighting for people's rights under the First Amendment and the 14th Amendment. You know, there was a general of the Army by the name of Douglas MacArthur, not one of my favorite people, but when he was fired by Harry Truman for insubordination, he made a speech before the Congress of the United States. And I remember that he said, "Old soldiers never die. They rarely fade away." Well, after 87 years of life and 60 years of practice at the bar, old civil libertarians never die. They just fade away. And I feel that I am somewhat fading away. But in my fading, I feel happy and secure in the certain knowledge that no matter what happens with me, the ACLU will never fade away. Thank you. Thank you, ACLU. Thank you. Thank you.